of benefits to the community, such as making it more visually interesting or memorable. So today, we are going to talk about a mural which is called Medicine for the Soul, and painted by Anna Yixin. We are very familiar with this piece as we walk by it very frequently. You can notice this colorful mural in the downtown across the street from Van Allen Hall. It covers a large portion of the wall for the public eye to see, and we believe that the story surrounding the mural, Medicine for the Soul, deserves to be told for its significance as well as its impact on the community. Hopefully, it will motivate people to appreciate the art of Iowa City and maybe to create their own works of art. The piece coexists within the rich vein of artistic expression that permeates Iowa City's streets, but also stands out as an example of illusionistic painting. There are streets, several stores, animals, and trees in the painting, which shows some scenes during two seasons, summer and winter. The mural is also a key piece of the Iowa City literary work, as it evokes scenes from multiple literary works, such as The Hobbit and Alice in Wonderland. Today, you will get to learn about the story behind the mural as we interview Sandra Dulcinea, who commissioned this painting, as well as two students who provide their perspectives.
We now invite you to listen as Anthony Aneri interviews Sandra Navalesi, the owner of Dulcinea in downtown Iowa City and the commissioner of Medicine for the Soul.
When was the mural made and who made it?
It was made in 2012, I think it says on there. And it was commissioned by me, and the artist is Anna Yixin.
Okay, Anna Yixin. So what is your opinion about the painting?
I love it. It's beautiful.
That's true.
Do you know what it is? It's 13 books.
Oh, really?
Yes, so it's when they redid Iowa Avenue, they made it the literary walk. Mm-hmm. My business, this whole side of the wall was just this big blank wall. So I wanted to have a mural, and I was going to talk my landlord into letting me put something about like Dulcinea, just the store. And then I had an idea, literary walk. What if I make it about literature, and maybe the city will help me pay for it? And they did.
Oh, that's awesome.
So I paid half and they paid half.
Oh, that's pretty cool. Mm-hmm. So it was going on with the whole theme of the literary walk and everything.
So
that's interesting. So do you believe that your customers enjoy the painting? Do you know what their opinions are about it? And does it attract them to the store, do you think?
Oh, I think definitely. And actually it's been used in a gazillion photographs. It's on a couple album covers and wedding pictures, graduation pictures, all kinds of stuff. So people love it. And I think we were the first ones to have a mural downtown.
Wow, that's pretty cool. So do you think the mural has a big impact on the community then as a whole?
Yeah. I do, because it's really beautiful, and I have to tell you, I was nervous that it might get graffitied on. It's very respected, maybe twice in all those years.
Wow, that's good. Do you think the painting will be around for a long time? Do you think there will be efforts to preserve it in the future? Yeah.
Yes.
So it's a pretty well-known landmark in Iowa City.
Big time.
That's good. What do you think? How do you think people's perceptions of the painting might change in the future as opposed to now?
I don't know if they will, because it's kind of timeless, because all the books that are represented are classics.
Yeah.
You know?
That's true.
I kind of feel like the longer it's there, the cooler it'll be.
So what kind of books are represented, these ones? So Tale of Two Cities, The Hobbit, Chariot. That's pretty cool.
We had a contest before for something going on during literary week, and we had people, they had to guess all the books.
Really?
Yeah, hardly anyone could guess them all. But
yeah, I didn't even realize that they had to do with books when I first saw it, except for The Wizard of Oz, I think. I guess that's the end of the interview. Thank you.
You're welcome.
And now we will hear from two students, their opinions on the painting and how they interpret it.
Can you tell me your name and your role at the university?
My name's Taylor Carlson. I'm a freshman majoring in public health on a pre-law track.
Okay, so we just walked past the Medicine for the Soul mural across from Van Allen. Have you ever noticed this mural before?
Yep.
When?
When I'm downtown.
Just downtown, like walking to class or?
Well, I don't have any classes over there, but when I go to Brugger's, which I eat at a lot, I like normally walk past it. So.
Okay. So do you think this mural fits in with the overall like vibe of Iowa City?
I think Iowa City is very unique in the fact that like the downtown's pretty condensed and just like 4 blocks, but like most of the time you only stay within like 3. So I think that it like fits the whole like mural vibe, but I think it's different because most of the murals use like bright colors or like abstract work, while this one is like, although it's abstract, it's kind of dull, like, you know.
Mm-hmm. Like dull in color or dull in
color?
Dull in color.
In meaning, it's definitely colorful.
Okay. How, like, speaking of meaning, how would you interpret it?
I interpreted it as like a story, since at the very edges there's like a book pages, and then it like has the whole chessboard and like the hills or whatever, but then in the like next piece it's just like a town, and it like looks just like downtown Iowa City. So
yeah. What do you think it's like trying to say rhetorically?
I thought it was about stories, but
So you're not entirely sure then?
no, I just think it's cool to look at sometimes. And
do you think it would be more beneficial for the like obviously there's a lot of murals in downtown Iowa City. Do you think it would be more beneficial if there were little placards explaining it, saying who?
I think it'd be beneficial to the artist.
To the artist?
Because I think most of the time, like, they have their names at, like, the bottom or whatever, but you don't really look at there, like, look there.
Yeah.
And I think it'd be nice, too, if, like, there was something explaining it, but...
Yeah, do you wish you knew what, like, the meanings were?
Sometimes, yeah. I think it'd be nice to, like, get inside the author's head, or the artist's head.
Yeah.
Just, like, understand what it is.
So, who do you think the, target audience is then?
Honestly, I just think it's, like, better than looking at a brick wall, and I think, like, most mural artists know that when they do murals, you know? Because, like, everyone's good. Like, all age groups are going to see it, and all age groups and all people are going to interpret it differently. Like, when you look at art, you never see what the artist wants you to see. You see what you want to see.
Yeah.
And, like, that's why some art isn't explained.
Yeah, so do you think this mural then has a positive or negative impact on those who interact? Positive?
Yeah, because when you look at it, you might, like, think of, like, oh, my favorite, like, artwork looks like that, or, like, oh, that's so happy. The way if, like, it was just a brick wall, you'd be like, oh my god.
Yeah. So then, what are your final thoughts on the mural then?
I think it's really cool. I do sometimes wish it had an explanation, but at the same time, I think it's better for people to use their own imaginations for what it means, you know? Because then it kind of takes the fun out of it if you go, this is what it means, and there's no interpretation.
Yeah, and do you think you'll be paying more attention to murals around Iowa City in the future?
Yeah, for sure. I think this one's definitely the most thought-provoking out of all of them, because, like, well, there's some that are, like, pretty to take pictures at, and others that are, like, too high up or, like, mean something.
Yeah.
I think this one's really cool.
Do you think it's beneficial that it's not in an alleyway, like most of the murals in Iowa City?
Yeah, I think, well, more people see it for sure. So.
Yeah. Okay, thank you very much. What's your name and how are you involved in the university?
My name is Maddie, and I'm involved. I am a psychology major and a full-time student.
Okay, so I just showed you a picture of the mural Medicine for the Soul. Have you ever noticed it before?
Yes.
When?
Walking to the venue Blue Moose and to Brugger's sometimes.
Okay, so do you like the mural? Like, would you say you like it?
Yes, I think it is very nicely done.
Okay, do you think it fits with the overall vibe of Iowa City?
Yeah.
And why?
Because it's artistic and abstract and kind of out there, just like Iowa City is.
Okay, so do you think this mural has a positive or negative impact on those who interact with it?
I think it's positive. I think it's very inspiring, and because it is so creative, people can gain inspiration from that and go do their own thing with it.
And who do you think, like, the target audience is? Who do you think, like, the artist wanted this to be seen by?
Students, I guess, just because of the setting that it's in. It's right by a lot of popular places that students like to go, and I think people can just look by it when they're walking to Brugger's to get food or walking to the psychology building to go to class. They can just glance at it and get some inspiration and be motivated from it, I guess.
Awesome, thank you.
The story of the Medicine for the Soul is one that many people have never heard, and we want people to learn more about the literary art and encourage people to be more creative for the art. Finally, after listening to our podcast, Remember to stop by the mural the next time when you walk by it and try to identify how many books the mural suggests. Thanks for listening.